Guys, we have today's presentation on residential and small commercial range of inverters of Huawei, and I would like to give you a brief history of Jubaili Bros Solar. We started in Lebanon in 1977. Our business was purely for generators. We established in 1992, and in the following years we established offices and branches in other countries. In 2017, we established the Jubaili Bros Solar Division. In 2018, we started properly distribution of solar equipment, and now we are the value-added partner of Huawei solar inverters. These map shows the countries. Either we are present ourselves by our branch office, or we are present there by a chain of dealers. So today's topic is regarding the residential and small commercial range of inverters, which ranges from 3 kilowatt 3-phase to 10 kilowatt 3-phase, and some 2012 to 20 kTL, which is also as 3-phase inverters and categorized as commercial range. These screen shows you the Huawei product ranges as a whole. So on the top, you will see the utility scale inverters, the 105 kTL, which is available for our market, the Sun 2185 kTL, and a smart transformer station, which gives you the LV, the transformer station, and the MV cabinet in one package. Below this, you will find the commercial range of inverter, the 12 to 20 kTL inverters, which I am going to be covering in today's presentation. The next inverter model is the Sun 2036 kTL, followed by the 5060 and the 100 kTL inverters. These are all the low voltage inverters. The utility scale inverters are all with the 800 volt output, which requires termination of the PV system in the MV cabinet. At the bottom, you can see the residential inverters. The 2 to 5 kTL inverter is a single phase inverter. We have optimizers compatible with the single phase. We have safety box, which adds extra feature to the optimizer. We have a smart power sensor, which people usually use it for power export control. And we have the 3 to 10 kTL inverter, the 3-phase, which I will be discussing in today's presentation. On the right side, you will see smart controller and Smartloggers. These are mostly for the monitoring purpose. The 3000B is for utility scale. The 1000A and the 3000B model of a Smartlogger is for commercial range. And below that, you can see the smart dongle, and the smart dongle has two types, the 4G and the WLAN. The WLAN-FE version is free for the 3 to 10 kTL size of inverters. So this slide shows you the small residential inverters, the 2, 3, 4, 5 kTL in single phase on the left, and the 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 on the right side. You can see that these both can be commissioned through WLAN. The WLAN with the single phase is built inside the inverter, and the WLAN comes free as an external device with the 3-phase inverters from 3 to 10 kilowatt. We can see that we have an optimizer that's in 2000P-375 watt, which is a currently available optimizer compatible with the single phase. It will be also made compatible in the next version of the 3 to 10 kTL 3-phase inverters. It will be also upgraded to 450 watt optimizer. It has a built-in AFCI and the ripple control interface features as well. And you can use it for the remote monitoring purpose as well. The 4G dongle is optional if you have projects where you need to monitor remotely the system and you don't have internet available on the site, so you can put a SIM card to monitor through the smart dongle 4G. It has a AFCI feature and the ripple control interface. We can discuss that separately. A small commercial range of inverters is from 12 to 20 kilowatt. It has 4 inputs and 2 MPPTs. It has a built-in WLAN, and it is also compatible with the dongles. you need to buy separately the dongles for these inverters. Similarly, the FCR and ripple control features are also available with the inverter range. So our small inverters that from 3 to 20 kilowatt are awarded Intersolar Award last year because of its compact design, the protection features, and the intelligent features built inside the inverter. We have given the reference of this award-winning uh, ceremony. You can also view it later when I will be sending it to you guys, this presentation. Huawei optimizers. So Huawei has an optimizer which is smaller than the next small available optimizer in the market by 50%. So it fits in your farm, and and again Huawei has used compact design philosophy in this. So you can use the optimizer for partial shading areas as well, and for the whole PV modules in your rooftop as well. Because as you know, most of the rooftop has a lot of these chillers or windows and that all. In when you have that, you definitely have a lot of areas covered due to the shadow. And if you want to utilize that, keeping the effect of the shaded modules uh, away, you have to use the optimizers. And Huawei can provide you optimizers as well. With the current range of inverters, it is not compatible. Huawei is introducing very soon in the Q3 a new range of 3 to 20 kATL inverters, which these optimizers will be compatible with. The WLAN dongle. It is, as I said, it is coming free of course with the 3 to 10 kTL from 12 to 20 kTL. This needs to be bought separately. Uh, these you would need it for local commissioning and for the remote monitoring on Fusion Solar platform. You can use one dongle to connect up to 10 inverters. You can cascade the rest of inverters via RS485 and connect the last inverter with the dongle. The interface is very easy. You will be connecting it to the USB point in the inverter. This schematic diagram shows you a quick connection of the dongle to the inverter. You can see it is placed into the inverter at the bottom. So for this, you will be not needing any type of cabling from the inverter to the dongle, so because it directly gets connected to the inverter. Okay, so inverter cascading for communication, you can use the smart WLAN for the case of a smart dongle WLAN-FE. It can be a master inverter from 3 to 20 kTL inverter. In it, and the slave inverters can be the 3 to 20, and also the 36, the 50, the 60, and the 100. And the 36, the 50, and 60 cannot be a master inverter, but they can be a slave inverter. So yeah, this is how you can use the bigger inverters in a system where you are having less than 10 inverters. Apart from the dongles, we have Smartloggers. It comes in two versions, the Smartlogger 3000B and 3000A. The Smartlogger 3000B again has two versions. It can connect up to 200 devices, which is typically used for utility scale projects. And the Smartlogger 3000A can connect up to 80 devices. This is the device which mostly you people will be using for the CNI sector, the 3000A model. You can connect the weather station, the power meter, the SCADA, everything, and get the data also from these devices. So we will come to the key features of the Huawei Sun 2003-20 kTL inverter. So Huawei has used the digital turbo. Huawei is using AI technology, natural cooling, communication technology, and their own advanced chipsets to make the product more intelligent, more compact, and faster. Huawei provides you the arcing protection with this range, with all its inverter range. The arcing protection, as you know, is required for events such as where there are unreliable solder joints within modules. There can be broken PV cables. There can be loosened PV connectors. In such cases, what happens is that the loose cables can still transmit current through the air. When that happens, there can be be a temperature rise of up to 3000 degrees Celsius. And if there is something flammable nearby, that can get burned. And it will not only damage the PV system, it can also damage the asset of which is your building. So for such cases, it has been seen in America, such as Tesla installed for the Walmart around 7 projects, and all of them got burned because of the arcing. So these features came into existing, and now it is something as must for all the rooftop projects in America. But Huawei has put this feature in all its range of inverters, so you can enable and disable it. Huawei inverters, the 3 to 20 kTL gives you a very low noise, up to 29 decibels, which is library level noise. Again, Huawei has used its fuse-free design in its small inverters as well. In many scenarios, you will see that you would be needing DC combiners with our competitor products. But in case of Huawei, each APPT has only 2 strings connected to it. If, for instance, one of them doesn't work due to any fault, the other, the faulty string can have up to a maximum of like 10 amperes maximum due to the working string. In that case, since it is in between the limit of that PV module string, therefore you do not need to use the fuse in that system with Huawei. This brings down the annual failure rate as well. On the reliability part, you can see that Huawei used to make inverters with the LCDs and yeah. So now what Huawei has seen is that from their own experience and from the market experience, that LCDs are prone to getting damaged in the life cycle of the inverter earlier. Similarly, buttons and fans. So Huawei has now removed the LCD, the button, and has put the natural cooling, reducing the need of the fan up till 60 kilowatt of inverter. So this is the reason that Huawei inverters are very good in terms of failure rate, less than 5.5%, which is way below than our competitors' product. As I said, Huawei is using the fanless cooling topology. Huawei brings this experience from its telecom sector, which they have experienced since last 30 plus years. They use a similar product in the telecom sector, which is called RRU. That product requires cooling similar to the inverter, and they are using these natural cooling feature in that, which they have replicated in the inverter business as well. So Huawei has, yes, stepped in the market late in 2011 compared to other competitors, but yeah, we have in the market with the features and the experience from our telecom business as well. Built-in PID recovery. This is something you would be seeing the need in areas where you are using framed solar modules, the aluminum frame modules, and where the area is more humid and damp. So there is a possible chance of PID in the solar module, although you will see that the manufacturers are writing in the PV module datasheet that the solar PV panel are PID free, but it is not always the case. So in the life cycle of PV module, you will see that PID may occur, and if you do not eliminate the PID, that will keep on increasing. And in one case in Singapore, it has been seen that the PID effect has decreased the power production up to 25% in 18 months time. So it was a slowly increase, and by 18 months, it has increased up to 25%. That is the huge power loss. You can imagine that. So if you do the thermal imaging, you will see the picture as shown here, that the PID, the one with the PID is showing you a black type of image, while with the one with the PID, yeah, it's having a very light color. So what Huawei do is that Huawei is going to be building this feature into the new range of inverters, which will be soon available in the market. And Huawei inverter at night time will use a very small power from the grid to send pulses towards the solar PV modules, and the effect that the PID has onto the solar modules will be eliminated. In this way, your PID will be recovered and it will not be increased by the time. Huawei is using very lightweight technology. As I said, Huawei is using compact design philosophy. As you see that Huawei residential inverter, the 3 to 10 kTL weighs only 17 kg, and next available the smallest inverter in terms of weight is 20 kg in the market. And you can see one of the popular other competitor provides you 37 kg of the same size. Similarly, from 12 to 20 kTL inverter, our inverter weighs only 25 kg, while the next inverter available with the lowest size is around 33 kg. So you can see there's a huge weight gap as well. You will need only one person to install these inverters. Huawei is using screwless design. This is also decreasing a lot of failure reasons, because Huawei is going to provide you the AC connectors, the communication connectors, and the DC connectors inside the inverter package, and it is very easy to use. You do not need to unscrew the inverter or remove any part of the inverter from the cover side, but you just need to use those connectors, plug your cables into those connectors and plug the connector to the inverter. That makes your life easy, the installation fast, and less failure will be happening to the inverter. So Huawei is also giving you with its compact design also the maximum efficiency available in the market. Huawei is giving you 98.3% efficiency for its 15 to 20 kTL inverter, and you can see that the next available highest efficiency inverter is around 98%, and one of the other popular German products providing you 97.7%. So if you take, for instance, the difference between a Huawei product and in these general product that provides you 97.7% efficiency, and multiply it over the lifespan of 25 years, that the energy loss will happen, that could be around 3,000 kilowatt hour in next 20 years. So these 3,000 kilowatt hours in some countries means a lot, where the electricity cost is high, and the losses may lead to a price of a whole new inverter or maybe more. So yeah, so there is a small efficiency difference, but you can see that our lifespan of 20 years, you can benefit a lot from it. Huawei is also providing you the IV curve diagnostic feature. This is something that Huawei has set the trend in the market, and Huawei has also approved it from TUV, that this is above and beyond their standard. Yeah, so this is something you can do through the online monitoring platform, which is the Fusion Solar or the Netico. So with these range of inverters, which we are discussing right now, the 3 to 20 kTL, you can monitor it through the Fusion Solar. The IV curve tracing, you can sit anywhere, in any part of the world, and you can just do a health check of your PV system remotely by clicking a single button, which will send a command to your Smartlogger or the WLAN dongle or the 4G dongle, which will again transmit send the order to the inverters to collect the IV data of each string. For a very short span, your strings will be open, and then the IV will be data will be received from the strings, which the inverter will then send to the dongles, the Smartloggers, which will be sent to the platform. Huawei uses artificial intelligence algorithms in the Fusion Solar and the Natico platforms. It analyzes those data from the inverters and then gives you a report of each and every string in the PV system. So imagine if you have a PV system of a 1 megawatt, which uses, let's suppose, hundreds of strings in the system. It would be very difficult to do, manned operation on the project site. And compared to that, if you are having this facility on your desktop, sitting anywhere, you can save a lot of time, money, energy, fatigue. So Huawei has reduced the O&M through this smart IV curve diagnosis feature, and this can be availed also with the small inverters of Huawei. Okay, so PV plant monitoring, control, and configuration. You can use the Huawei Fusion Solar for the commissioning and monitoring. The web UI you will use, this is another platform. This is a local platform near to the inverter. You can have this platform. This is purely for commissioning and configuring the Smartlogger. In projects where you do not have a Smartlogger and you have a dongle, you can use the Fusion Solar app both for commissioning and the monitoring. And on the other hand, Fusion Solar Smart PV Management System. This is a second type of monitoring where you can do monitoring of the same PV plant which you have created through Fusion Solar on a website. So this website is available, and if you have a PV plant where you need to monitor the PV system, you need to either create an installer account and create a PV plant yourself, or let Jubaili Bros create for you an account, and then you can adjust your PV plant into that. The benefit of us making for you an installer account is that we will be able to view the plant, we can see the data, and in case of any issue, we can support you quickly on the service part. And to summarize the features of Huawei, you can see that on the top you have a very less weight of the inverter, which is less than 25 kg for the commercial range small inverters. And then the failure rate is less than 0.5%. Here you can see that the blue line shows the Huawei feature, and the gray line shows the other solutions. We are way above their features. So Huawei is not exceeded in terms of 1 or 2 or 3 features, but in terms of all the features that Huawei inverter has. So optimized experience, commissioning happens through your mobile in front of your computer. As you have seen that few other competitors requires you to go and sit on a laptop, connect to a router goes and connects to the PC, to the inverter, and then you can commission, which is quite a difficult process as compared to what Huawei provides you a solution. Smart IV curve diagnosis again is something which Huawei has advanced and certified this feature as well. Screwless design, again, this is a feature which you would be seeing that it is reducing your time, energy, and money. Less than 5 seconds it takes for the physical layout creation. I will show you a video after this session to how to create a layout of your PV plant to know exactly which module is producing how much when you will be using a PV optimizer, full PV optimizer, and a PV safety box. It takes less than 1.5 minutes for optimizer pairing, and while you can see our competitor takes around 15 minutes, which is way high time compared to us. Smaller in design, our optimizers are very small in design again compared to other competitors. Higher yield, this is a new slide showing more features of the product. With the higher yield, you can get more energy, visible power, easier management. The platforms are very easy to use anywhere. The library level noise gives you a confidence of installing it even in places where you need very low noise. Future proof, yes. So by future proof, Huawei mean that it is battery ready. So the 3 to 10 kilowatt of inverter can also be connected with the battery in the future. Huawei will introduce the battery model and the brand, and if required so, you can just store the excess energy into that battery for a later use. Again, the purpose of these battery would be maximizing self-consumption. To explain for you guys further what a self-consumption means, the self-consumption means is that in areas where you are not allowed to do net metering, and you want to install an on-grid PV system, so you have to make sure that the excess energy is not going towards the grid because the net metering is not allowed. So what you need to do is that in that cases you need to install a power meter and do the zero export limitation. When you have a battery, you can just store the excess energy. Then the inverter will be intelligent enough to understand, and then it will just store the excess energy into that battery. At the later hours, when the sunlight is low, energy generation is low, power generation is low, and at night when there is no power from the sunlight, you can take back that energy that is stored into the batteries. This is why Huawei mentions a future-proof feature with the Huawei, that it is battery interface. Battery interface is already there, but you just need to wait to see Huawei marketing the new batteries that will be compatible with these inverters. So built-in PID recovery, again, this feature is something really useful. With a lot of other products, you need to buy separate devices such as PID killer, and then if you have this problem, you can just eliminate that. With Huawei, you will not be needing any external devices, external cabling. You will just be needing to activate these when you commission the system, and then it will just start reducing or eliminating the PID at night. AI powered AFCI, again, when there is an arcing happening, if you have turned on this feature, it will reduce the risk of fire in the PV point and the building. It has leading efficiency. It has more energy by optimizing each module performance through optimizers and PV safety boxes. This slide shows you the main feature differences I will be sharing with you guys, and you can view this. One thing I would like to say is that Huawei has currently an optimizer which is getting updated as well to a bigger size. Huawei is also going to update its 3 to 20 kilowatt from 3 to 20 kilowatt inverters to a newer version, which will have the additional feature of optimizer and the PID. The dongle, as I said again, it comes free with the 3 to 10 KTL. You need to buy the 4G one. The Smartlogger is again 1000A, which we have available in stock, but the newer ones are with the 3000A and the 3000B. And smart power sensor, which you might need for the zero expert, is also available with Huawei, but it is coming with the current transformer itself, which can measure up to 250 ampere. So these can be used up to 170 kilowatt PV system where you need zero export system. And the monitoring platform, you can have an app or the web, both options. You can monitor your PV system free of cost. So then as for the features, you can just, when I will be sharing it, you will have these main differences defined in this table. Thank you very much. I will just quickly show you a few videos about the features as well. And if you have any question, I would be available to answer them after the videos.